for Haripad Prabhuji's birthday. Many wishes, Prabhuji. And Prem Kumar Prabhuji in memory of his brother, Anand Kumar Ekla Devi. I don't know if anyone is there from the family. Okay. All right, so we'll go on. So next is our Leadership Sangha. So Leadership Sangha, anyone from the team is there who would like to announce? Okay, Arjun. Yeah, these are our bright Leadership Sangha team members. They're going to take it over.
Hare Krishna, everyone. All right. Me and the rest of the Leadership Sangha are planning to organize an event on March 28th. All right. From 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Geared towards younger kids from ages 0 to 10. All right. Just take it. Just take it.
So, our goal is to share all of the unique aspects of bhakti with these younger children through methods like play, learning, and connection. So that is how we want to achieve this goal.
The theme for our event is Avatars of Krishna, and is such an important part of our culture that we want the kids to cherish it as well and gain a memorable experience through our event, where they go through things like storytelling, crafts, and more.
This is for ages 0 to 10 and their parents. We have a URL and a QR code if anybody wants to scan it to sign up. There is a small cost of $8 per person, and the deadline for the registration is March 21st at 11:59 p.m.
The registration cost itself gets us halfway to our goal, our fundraising goal for this event in order to be able to sponsor this entire event. So we still need another 4 people to donate like $50 a piece. So we would like for you guys to invest in the youth means investing in the future for our temple community. So would anyone like to join us and be willing to donate $50 to help us? Thank you, Mataji. What's your name again? Ave. Thank you, Ave. Anybody? Hare Krishna. Thank you, Haripad Prabhu as well. Anybody? Yes, Prabhuji, what's your name? Thank you, Alok Prabhu as well. Thank you, Roshni Mataji. I think that's all we need. it's okay. Yes. Okay. Wait, whoever sponsor, can you just raise your hand again so we can write down your names?
Please
Huh?
share your name with Nandini. She is taking it down.
It's okay.
The $8 is per child or for parent and child?
I think per person. No, the reason that we have the cost there is so that we can force people to not just sign up and then like abandon it because there's no actual money tied to it. So by paying and signing up, you're locking down your spot because there's only a limited amount of spots left in this event.
It also covers the cost of the materials.
Yes.
And some,
Yes.
per shot.
Yes.
Okay, so parents are invited.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. These kids are very inspiring. Okay, so moving on to something interesting, one more interesting thing. There are lots of interesting stuff today going on. So our new temple, everybody knows here, ISKCON of Pasipani coming soon. We are waiting wholeheartedly for that temple to come and manifest. And may Lord Krishna and Radhaji find their new home very, very, very soon. We are all praying for that. So I would like to invite Anirudh Prabhuji. I think many of you already know Anirudh Prabhuji. You must have seen him greeting people with warm smiles and with nice words. So he's part of our congregation and he's also our fundraising lead. So I'll just pass it on to him.
Hare Krishna. So we are just giving the update of new temple. So you can just see the latest picture. In the right side, this is the temple hall. You can recognize this lobby, and down this the community hall. So we can go the next slide, Mataji. So we are just bringing the new opportunity. It's like a 3 opportunity. A Simhasan. The Simhasan is sponsor of the Lord Krishna, Gaur Nitai, and Ram Parivar. So you can start from the Lord Krishna. So the total area will be 130 square feet. So, and the price will be $251,000. So it's entire the place where Lord reside. Lord will place there. So it's a big opportunity. So you can just think on that. And like is that, this is the place. Now the current structure is like this, and later we put the tile, and later then we'll put the Singhasan and we'll place the Lord there. So we can go next, Mataji. And this is the Gaur Nitai. The total square feet is like 130 square feet, and the price will be $201,000. So this is also for the Gaur Nitai. And last, and this is the Ram Parivar. So this is the Simhasan, special 3 Simhasan. You can think on about it. It's not like about that you want to go to sponsor these things. You can take to someone who are interested, or maybe he can get the place also. You can recommend. So if you have some question or whatever, you can come to us also. You can consider the Nilmadi Prabhu also. And next, Madaji. And this is the tile area also. We have the 3 area, and this one is the tile. So total we have the 48 tile, like this tile. So this is the now current, and this is the temple tile area. So where total will be 48 number of tile, and among that 12 tile will be the premium, is in the front side of the Lord. So 12 tile will be cost $15,000, and the rest 34 tile will be cost $10,000. So in the special this tile, I want to share that we are making the sankalpa for the tile. So whoever going to be sponsor this tile, so we making the sankalpa when we are putting the tile, and we also making the name, whoever family, whatever they are going to sponsor, we are putting their name in the downstairs. It's not like because pujari and different seva is going on the tile. So this altar tile, so that we are making this plan for that. So you can think on about this. It's a big opportunity also. It's a big help also. It's a one-time investment also for the spirituality. So you can think about that. The final look will be just Madaji next. So this is the area. We're just making the total row will be the 16 row, and the column will be the 3 column. So total will be the 48. And the front side of the 12 will be the premium, and the rest will be the $10,000. So Madaji, and this will be the final looks. Whatever you can just see, you can imagine how beautiful they are. So we are planning to shift there. Let's see, hope soon as possible we can move there. And I think, yeah, this you are going to, okay. So thank you so much. Whatever you have inquiry, so whatever you are interested, let me know. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, as Prabhuji rightly said, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You can buy many houses, but this kind of opportunity doesn't come once in a blue moon, I would say. Actually, not in once in a lifetime is the appropriate word for this. Because you are offering the Singhasan for the lordships, where they are going to, the deities would be there. So it is once in a lifetime. You can tell for the future generation, many generations, they can say that, your family member did that for them. Okay, so moving on. Our upcoming events, yes, most awaited, Sri Ram Navami Festival on Thursday, March 26th evening, coming soon. But we do have, since it is now only a couple of weeks away, so we do have some open sponsorship opportunities. So if anybody is interested in sponsoring any of these items, please raise your hand. Those people, I saw many raise hand previously. So please continue raising hands. So sponsorship opportunities are special feast would be offered in your name, $1,501. And flower garlands, $751. Decorations, $201. Balya Bhog, $151. Raj Bhog, $501. Sitaram Seva, these are multiple sponsorship opportunities, $101, and Hanuman Seva, $51. These are also multiple sponsorship opportunities. So if anybody want to do it now, we can take down your names and you can contact us. Yes. Balibuk Prabhuji, thank you so much. Prabhuji, what's your name? Mataji, can you take the name? Alok Kumar Prabhu. Oh, your Prabhu is taking, I think. Aprim Prabhu, you are taking the names? Okay. I saw phone in your hand, okay. So I just announced. Okay, okay, anyone else? Okay. Neetu Mataji. Neetu Mataji would do the Rajbhog offering. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. Rashni Mataji. Both? Sitaram Seva and Hanuman Seva. Roshni Mataji, Hari Bol. She loves them all. Yes, Mataji. Aarti Mataji. Hanuman Seva. Aarti Mataji, Hanuman Seva. Yes, Mataji. What's your name, Mataji? Padma Mataji. Padma Mataji, Hanuman Seva. So you can all contact Nilamani Prabhuji after this program, right? And he can guide you how to. Yes, Prabhuji. Hanuman Seva. What's your name, Prabhuji? Prem Prabhuji. Okay. Okay. Sitaram. Okay. Srimati Mataji, Sitaram Seva. Sitaram Seva. Okay. Yeah, do think about it. Let us know if anybody would like to. Naresh Prabhu. Sitaram Seva. Okay. Naresh Prabhu, Sitaram Seva. Okay, do let us know if anybody would like to sponsor anything else. All right, license plate registration. I'll be quick. I know it's almost time for the class. License plate registration. So if your car licenses are not registered, please go ahead, scan this QR code, fill the form, do the needful. It takes just a couple of minutes, but it will be so helpful for all of us, you and us. If your car is blocking somebody or somebody else's car is blocking your way, right? So it will be easier for us to find. Moving on, Mataji. Okay, and your feedback helps us improve. It's very important for us. So if you have anything good you observe we are doing, please leave a note, or if you have any suggestions for improvement, please do that. Yes, Mataji. For, okay, Divya Mataji and Vikrant Prabhu. Sitaram Seva and Hanuman Seva, both. Okay, so prayer, moving on to the prayer for our new temple. So please repeat after me. Our dear Lord Krishna, kindly give us your causeless mercy and allow us to become instruments in the service of Srila Prabhupada. Let us follow in his footsteps to grow the movement and build this new temple in your service. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Yes, housekeeping items. I think we need to close this door as well. And please do not block this door or any other door because that's a fire hazard. And keep your phone on silent. Please maintain silence during the class. If there are any unattended kids or any restless kids, you can take them outside. When they're okay, you can come back. Enjoy the class. Okay, so class speaker. So today's class, Sunday class, would be taken by His Grace Venkata Bhatta Prabhu. Please welcome him. Little introduction of Venkata Bhatta Prabhu. Sorry, I need my glasses. Venkata Bhatta Prabhu, he was born and raised in New York City, and he discovered the path of Krishna Bhakti in his youth, initially through the devotional community called New Vrindavan. And he's a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj for more than 2 decades. And currently, in his professional life, he is an assistant dean of religious life at Princeton University. And he serves as the institution's Hindu chaplain. And many, many more things. We have heard so many beautiful lectures from him. So we can't wait, and it's anyways getting late. So let's welcome Prabhuji with 3 loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Yeah, so it's a little bit on this side, bro. Move it there.
Everyone can just move forward a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't tell what's on the screen. Can you just confirm that it's... It's good? Okay. Thank you. We're going till 6?
Yeah.
Until 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So we're getting a little bit of a late start, so we're going to skip the singing of Jai Radha Madhav, if that's okay. And I'll just offer some invocation prayers, and I want to invite everyone, you can use this time to also recenter ourselves. There's a lot of information going on, thinking about so many possibilities, new temples, license plates, so many things. So maybe we can reground ourselves and just take this opportunity. You can silently if you'd like, or if you'd like to chant along, but taking some time to offer prayers of gratitude to our teachers. Our teachers come in many forms. So our gurus, our teachers, and all of the saints and sages who came before us, by whose mercy we're here today. Om Gyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. This evening we're going to be diving into one particular verse of the Bhagavad Gita. And this verse really helps us to address, I think, something that is a fairly common issue that we all face at various times in our lives, and that is the feeling of being lost. I'm sure in fact, let's just do that. If everyone could just close your eyes for a moment. Not for too long, but just for a moment. Just bring to your mind's eye, bring to your heart the memory of a time where you felt lost, where you were lost. I'm sure every single person in this room, either now or if I gave you a little bit more time, which unfortunately we don't have, but I'm sure you could come up with one memory, whether it's from childhood, whether it's something more recent. Getting lost while driving. Have you ever had to drive someone really important? I have a friend, I'm not going to name names, but I have a friend who had this service of he had to bring one very prominent sannyasi to a college program. And they were already running late and they hit traffic. And suddenly, this was many years ago, but this person, just the more nervous he became, the more he started taking wrong turns. And the sannyasi was getting so, I don't want to say upset, but he was so stressed out because everyone is waiting. This is a big college program. And this devotee is just trying his best, but he's just getting more and more lost. Right? And I see some nods because you know that experience of feeling lost. Sometimes the more lost you feel, the more lost you become. And for some of us, we can remember, whoops, I'm trying to scroll. Oh, okay. I'm a Mac user, sorry. Nope, the arrows are not doing it. Okay, I'm just going to do it this way. Okay. So for some of us, we can remember a time where we felt lost as children. When I think it was maybe 6 or 7 years old, my family and I, as Mataji mentioned, I grew up in New York City. And so my family and I lived in New York, and we were at like kind of a market, like an open air market. And I must have gotten distracted by something or attracted to something. And I just, as children often do, I wandered off a little bit. And I don't know how long it was, because also when you're really young, you don't have such a conception of time. Or when you're a Bhagavatam speaker, you don't have such a good conception of time. So that's why they have clocks up there for me. But however long it was, suddenly I looked up and I couldn't see my parents. I couldn't find my family. I was surrounded by people, so I wasn't alone, but I felt so alone because where am I? And where are my parents? So this is the experience of being lost. If we had to, Krishna, okay, here we go. If we have to put it into words, we might say that feeling of being lost, especially when you're a child, it has two components to it. It has a component of, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, that I'm misplaced or displaced somehow, right? But there is that second component also, which is, where are you? Where are my parents? Where are the ones who are supposed to be protecting and caring for me? Suddenly I'm separated from them. And now we have that experience when we're young, but then as we get older, it doesn't necessarily go away. And even when we take to spiritual life, aren't there those times where we feel, I'm not where I need to be in my life right now? I'm going to ask you to be a little bit courageous. Please raise your hand if at any time you've ever felt like, I'm just not where I'm supposed to be in my life right now. I should be farther ahead. I should be doing something different. I'm not keeping up with my peers. Everyone is moving forward and I'm stuck. I'm not where I need to be. I don't know where I am. I'm not where I need to be in my life. And then especially in times where maybe there's some suffering, there's some challenges, either in our own lives or maybe in the world around us. Please raise your hand if you've ever asked that question and be a little honest. Krishna, where are you? I've done what I was supposed to do. I'm doing everything by the book. I'm following this process the best I can. But sometimes it feels like you're just not there. And I'm all alone, even though I'm surrounded by so many people. Now, Krishna has an amazing if I can get the tech to work. No, can I have a little assistance here? Well, it's not. No. Can we open it in preview, maybe? Do you have preview? Okay. No? Okay. You know what? I don't want to waste too much time, so I just keep doing this? Okay. This is like the really old, like it's like the film is turning. Okay. We'll just make it work. That's okay. We'll make it work. Okay. I'm sorry about that. We'll make it work. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna actually anticipates our feelings of being lost. And in fact, the Bhagavad Gita is spoken because there was someone who felt lost, right? And we see in this really beautiful image, Arjun in a profound moment of feeling lost. When he was at his most broken, his most vulnerable, his weakest, Arjun turned to Krishna. And Shri Krishna Bhagavan then started speaking. In fact, many of the traditional commentaries say the Bhagavad Gita, although there is a lot of wonderful content in the first chapter, but a lot of the commentaries don't even begin until this verse in the second chapter, 2:7, where Arjun says, Karpanya doso bahata swabhava, that I'm like completely defeated by weakness. I'm lost, Krishna, I'm lost. Now you please, I accept you as my teacher, I accept you as my guide. Now you please help me, you guide me. And then again in the 6th chapter, and this is the verse that I really want to focus on today, Lord Krishna directly addresses this experience of being lost. Maybe we can do it like kind of line by line, and if you could see it there, or if you know this verse, you can please repeat after me. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sa cha me na pranashyati. In essence, I've changed around you might be familiar with the different translation. I've just changed around the word order a little bit, just so we can kind of go through it in a specific way. But what Krishna says here is, he says, I am never lost to one, and one is never lost to me. Please repeat.
I am never lost to one, and one never lost to me.
I am never lost to one, and one is never lost to me.
I am never lost to one, and one is never lost to me.
Who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me.
Who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me.
Who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me.
Who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me.
So this is Krishna's bold words of reassurance. There's a beautiful purport. I won't read from the entire purport, but I'll just read a little bit. But this is Krishna's response to this feeling of being lost, to these two questions, or these two feelings, these two doubts that may arise for us. That I'm not where I need to be, and Krishna, where are you when I need you the most? And Krishna addresses both of these. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, a person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is a manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Isn't that amazing? It's such an amazing definition. We use this term so much. We talk about Krishna consciousness, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Oh, since I came into Krishna consciousness, I've been in Krishna consciousness for so many years. But do we ever stop and really think and analyze, what do we mean by Krishna consciousness? Did you have it? Yeah? Okay, we can make the switch then. And here, Srila Prabhupada defines Krishna consciousness in different ways at different times. But here, he defines it very much along these lines of, if we are truly Krishna conscious, we can never really say that we're alone. We can never really say that we're lost. We can never really say that Krishna is not in the picture, because Krishna consciousness means, by its very definition, yeah? Function? Oh, okay. Function and page down.
You have to play duplicate. Display duplicate.
Okay. So Krishna consciousness, by definition, Srila Prabhupada, the way he defines it here, it means really having faith in this verse, that Krishna is actually in everything and everything is in Krishna, that there's nowhere I can look. There's a wonderful poet, an American poet named Maya Angelou, who's from a black Christian tradition, the black church tradition. And she has this quote, she says, "There is nowhere I look that I cannot find God." This is Krishna consciousness, right? And by that consciousness, by that choice to tune into the presence of Krishna everywhere and everything being in Krishna, how can we ever be lost? Function page down. Yes? Can we get a Hari Bol for the slides? So let's dive a little bit deeper in our remaining time into this verse, because if we go kind of line by line, we see Krishna's actually in one small short verse. It's a beautiful verse. There's a lot of repetition, so it's actually a nice one to commit to memory if anyone is interested in memorizing verses. But also what I want to suggest to you is that if we go line by line and unpack, Krishna is saying so many powerful things here. He's packing in so many powerful things. So first, and this is why I switched around the order a little bit, because I want to focus on this idea of being lost to Krishna and Krishna being lost to us. So Krishna begins, he flips it around, he says, "I am never lost to one." I am never, so he's answering this question that we may have, where are you? He says, I am never lost. I'm always with you. I'm here always. I am never lost to one. Now, we'll talk about why it may feel like sometimes Krishna is not there. But here, in just a few words, Krishna is giving us this reassurance that I am here with you always. Even in your so-called or seemingly loneliest moments, even in your most challenging times, even when it feels like, it seems like, by material vision, one is tempted to believe that one is all alone. No, Krishna says, I am with you. Again, in the Christian tradition, there's a very famous, I don't know who the author of it is, but there's this kind of inspirational story that you may have seen, you may have gotten it forwarded on WhatsApp or something like that, the story of the footprints. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Can you maybe retell the story of the footprints for us very quickly, if you remember it? I don't want to put you on the spot, but...
Well, that's what I was trying to remember, like, wait a minute, but I think it was two people are walking, it's a person who's walking with God on the beach, and there's a set of two footprints, and the person says, God, what happened? There's only one set of footprints, where are you? What happened? He was going through a really difficult time.
Yeah.
And God answers back, when there was one set of footprints, that's when I was holding you.
Yeah. So the person is walking, right? And during this, seeing the footprints during all these different phases of life, and there's two sets of footprints, but at the times where it was most difficult, where the person felt most alone, when they had the deepest challenges, they asked, it seems like at this time you abandoned me, right. But no. Those were the times where I carried you. That's why there's one set of footprints, right? Now, again, I don't know the source of the story, but I think it's very much in keeping with this spirit, right? Where Krishna says, at those times more than ever, he's holding us tight. He's actually carrying us. But again, we need to tune in to see that. And then, and one is never lost to me, right? Okay, Krishna, maybe you're with me, but what about those times where I feel like I'm not where I need to be, where I'm the one who's lost, where I'm the one who's strayed, right? The parent might still be there at the marketplace where they left where the child was, but the child has moved away. So I've gone somewhere. I'm not where I need to be. And now think about that. When we're not where we need to be, or we imagine I'm not where I need to be, often what kinds of emotions or feelings come with that? Fear. Fear is a big one. What else? Disappointment. Disappointment in who?
I guess in your own self.
Yeah. We feel disappointed with ourselves. We feel fearful. We feel disappointed in ourselves. And along with that, maybe we feel embarrassed. Maybe we even feel some shame. I recently asked one wonderful senior devotee, Sukavaha Devi. So I recently asked her, if you had a magic wand and you could change one thing about ISKCON today, remove one problem from all of the devotional community, what would it be? And she said, shame. So many, even as devotees, we carry around so much shame that, okay, fine, I have faith in the process. Krishna, I trust you're there, but I'm a failure. I couldn't do it. I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm so ashamed. And now it's been long enough, right? When you start out in Krishna consciousness, when you're new to the temple, okay, you can admit your shortcomings, your failings, but they just read in the bio, he's been a disciple of Radhanath Swami for more than 2 decades. I wrote the bio, so I can make fun of it, right? I've been on this path for so long. People know, hey, he's been around. If I admit that I'm struggling, if I admit that I'm not where I need to be, if I admit that I feel like a failure, an imposter, that's just too shameful. So we keep it inside, right? But what is Krishna's response? He says, one is never lost to me. You may feel that, you may think that, but you're not lost to me. In other words, he says, I accept you exactly where you are right now. Not, I will love you if you do this, if you become this. Not, I love you when you're following this, but when you slip from that, it's a different story. No, I accept you. You are never lost because I accept you exactly where you are right now, exactly who you are right now. So what question is there of being lost? I am never lost to one, and one is never lost to me. From both sides, Krishna is assuring us, I'm not going anywhere, I'm right here, and you're in exactly the right place where you're supposed to be for your spiritual growth right now. So what more do we need? How much reassurance is there? Even our parents who love us so much, Srila Prabhupada once said that the closest glimpse we get into unconditional love is the love of a mother to her child. Both, we can say father also. The parent's love for the child is the closest glimpse we get to unconditional love. So that's why our acharyas give so many examples often talking about Krishna, Radha, Krishna as our divine parents. But as much as our parents love us and promise to always be there, how much more so Krishna, the infallible, Achyuta, the infallible one, how much more so should we be reassured that he's always there for us and that we are never lost to him? So before we move on, I'm curious, which of these two statements, maybe just by a show of hands we can say, they're both beautiful ideas, but which of these two statements is speaking more strongly to your heart right now? I am never lost to one, or one is never lost to me. So how about this promise that Krishna says, I am never lost. I'm always there for you. This is not a trick question, by the way. I'm just curious as to what speaks to people's hearts more. Yeah, this idea, I'm always there. And then what about this second one? One is never lost to me. That's also very, very powerful, right? Thank you. So I'm never lost to one, and one is never lost to me. But there's a second half of this verse. The difference between the two? Should we go back? So, as I'm understanding it, but I would love to hear if others have a different way of reading this, I am never lost to one is answering this question of where are you, Krishna? Right? So Krishna is saying, you may think that I'm somewhere else, that I'm gone, I'm lost, but no, I'm never lost. I'm here. I'm here. One is never lost to me is, okay, you may be here, but I'm going somewhere else. I'm off the path. So the first one is asking, Krishna, where are you? The second one is asking, where am I? And in both cases, does that make sense? Does that help? Yeah? It's subtle, but I think there's a difference there, right? Because both of them can be doubts, but those doubts operate in slightly different ways. So it's important, I think. And it actually, I don't think it's a coincidence that Krishna says both. If they were synonymous, Krishna wouldn't need to say both. He would just say, no problem, no lost. I don't know what he would say. But the fact that he separates it out, right? Yes, it's for emphasis, but it's also addressing, right? Even if you think, I'm where I need to be, Krishna's not here, okay, Krishna's answering that. Krishna, you may be here, but I'm running away from you. Okay, no problem. No, you're still within my purview, right? Again, going back to the analogy, sometimes a child can think they've wandered very far, but the mother may always, okay, no, she's still got an eye, right? So the child may think I'm lost, I'm so far from home, I don't know where I am, but the mother knows, right? Does that help? Okay. But how do we access this? Because it's one thing to speak this and to hear it during a Sunday class, but then in our day-to-day lives, how do we access that, right? How do we move from theory to practice? So Krishna doesn't just say, I'm never lost and one is never lost to me. That's it. But he says, for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me. So there is a method, right? When we choose to recognize and see Krishna everywhere and see everything in Krishna, then we can access. It's not that Krishna needs us to do that and then he'll show up. No, he's here, but do we have the eyes to see him? Do we have the recognition, right? I love this English word recognition or recognize, right? What does it mean to recognize someone or something?
See the hands of Krishna.
Okay, so in the case of Krishna, right, to recognize Krishna means to see the hand of Krishna, to see what's there already, right? Cognize or cognition means to know something. Recognition, to know it again. It's there, but I have to remind myself, I have to tune into it. So this is what Krishna says, to seeing me everywhere and seeing everything in me. Now, how do we do that? How do we actually perceive Krishna? So there's different access points. There's different ways of doing that. And here I want to turn to another verse. This one is not from the Gita. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where it's such an important verse of the Bhagavatam, because here, this is the Bhagavatam's definition, you can say, or the Bhagavatam's depiction of what or who is God. And it's very expansive. Sometimes we feel like, okay, we have a certain picture of what divinity is, but maybe some other path is. But here, the Bhagavatam actually embraces that the same one, Advayam, the same one undivided, unitary, single truth, absolute truth, can be known in three different ways. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabhyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. So, in our remaining time together, just a few more minutes, I want to just touch on how this idea that Krishna is simultaneously Brahman, simultaneously Paramatma, and simultaneously Bhagavan can help us to see Krishna everywhere and to see everything in him. So the first and maybe most, you could say, obvious or direct way, not direct maybe, but anyway, the first way that might come to our minds when we think about God being everywhere and in everything is Brahman. Because practically speaking, if you read any book on Vedanta, how do they define Brahman? Brahman is that all-pervasive divinity that is everywhere and in everything. Isn't it? So, of course, we might look at a verse like this and think, well, this is what it's being spoken about, is Brahman. And that's true. And so we see, even in this purport, Srila Prabhupada does hint at, he doesn't use the word Brahman necessarily, but he hints at this, that one who is Krishna conscious understands that all separate manifestations of the material nature are actually manifestations of Krishna's energy. So this is very much the idea of Krishna as Brahman. So how does this help us? How does it help you if you're feeling lost? How does it help you to know that Krishna is Brahman? Does anyone have any ideas?
You see everything as an expansion of Krishna.
So what does that mean when you're feeling lost?
Means if you see everything as an expansion of Krishna, means you are with Krishna. So you are never lost.
So if everything is a manifestation of Krishna, then the material nature around me is Krishna, in a qualified sense. Then even the situations, oh, you have something. No, please.
No, I just wanted to share something personal. My mother and I were having this conversation this morning, actually, and I was just telling her that, like people think everything, like I'm the doer, this belongs to me, but we forget that God made Prakriti the material nature. So we were just having this conversation, how how can we be away from Krishna when he's not only inside of us, but he, everything belongs to him.
Yeah.
We think, material is different from divine nature, but it all belongs to him, divine and Prakriti. So we were just having this conversation, so I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
Whenever, I was telling her I felt lost this morning, actually, I just remembered, I'm like, how can I be lost in a material world that belongs to Krishna? He's the one that made this world, so how can I be lost in it? He knows exactly what he's doing.
So beautifully said. That's thank you. I didn't plan this, by the way. I just want to make it clear she's not a plant. But so beautifully said. How can I be lost if, right? Like if we extend that metaphor, right? If everywhere is home, you're not lost. And if Krishna is my divine parent, then everywhere I go is a manifestation of Krishna. It's a manifestation of, it's Brahman. So therefore, I'm home everywhere I go. Another way of thinking about this, if this is helpful, this is kind of an analogy. So all analogies have their limitations. But if it's helpful, think about if you have a map with you and the map includes all of the terrain, are you ever really lost? Maybe temporarily you may feel like, okay, I'm a little disoriented, I don't know where I am, but I can use that. If I have that map, I can use that map to find, what am I going to find on a map? Does anyone know? No one uses maps anymore, but okay, so direction. My destination. Even before my destination, what am I going to find? My position. Who said that? Yes, very wise. You are here, right? So I'm going to look at that map, and I'm going to have to do some work. I'm going to find where I am. I'm going to find my destination, find my orientation, my direction again, right? And then I can do something about it. I can get myself unlost, right? I can get myself found. Is it work? I have to confess, I am so bad at using maps. My wife is so good at using maps. I'm so bad. I can't even fold a map. Remember those old maps you had to fold? So it takes work. It takes some skill, right? It takes effort. This is, by the way, why I think a map is a good analogy for Brahman. Because Brahman, it's like the map that lays out everything, but I have to do the work as the sadhaka to find myself, to find my destiny, to make sense of it all, right? It's there, but I have to tune into it. I have to see it. So if we have a map, we're never really lost in that way, but we have to kind of do that work and get ourselves found. But then something very interesting happened in the, early 2000s or something? Is this when it started happening? where all of a sudden we didn't need to have those paper maps anymore. Why? GPS and Google Maps and Yahoo Maps and all these things, right? And suddenly we have the map. We still have the map, but we have so much more than the map, because a map gives you everything, but the map doesn't talk to you. The map doesn't specifically, the map makes you do the work of figuring that stuff out. It's all there, but you still have to do the work. But what if that same map could now take a new form, and that new form could give you guidance, personalized, direct guidance? You still have to do some work. You still have to put in your destination. You still have to listen to it. But suddenly you're getting guidance. So what, in our analogy, what this might correspond to perhaps is Paramatma, Antaryami, Chaitya Guru, this form of the same one, Advayam, the same one Krishna, the same one Brahman. But now that same Brahman is accessible to us on a deeper level in a personalized way, in a localized, personalized way. So am I ever lost if I have my phone? Maybe it's not charged, but if it's charged and I have that phone with me? No, because I can plug in, I get the map, but more than the map, I get that personal direction. I still have to do the work to tune into it. But that GPS is so nice, because even when I ignore it, which sometimes I do, have you ever ignored your GPS? In a quarter of a mile, take the exit, turn right, and you don't. You just keep going. What happens? The GPS gets angry with you. It says, you have betrayed me. No, what happens? Recalculating. I think mine's recalculating. Recalculating. Rerouting. It just takes you to a new, it doesn't take you, it says, okay, I accept you where you are now. No judgment. Now you're from here. Now let's get you back on track to get you to where you're going, right? So that's Paramatma. We can keep ignoring Paramatma. Okay, our journey is going to take longer. It's going to be more arduous. But will Paramatma ever stop giving us direction? No. Now the other thing with GPS is, so it'll keep rerouting, but we have to listen to it. If you have your music blaring, I mean, these days now they have the feature where your music automatically lowers for you. But if you've got some kirtan, going, it's a really, nice, powerful Achyuta Gopi kirtan going, you may miss the directions. You may miss what GPS is telling you. And it'll take longer. So we need to quiet, or maybe you have, right, you're distracted, whatever it is, we need to focus a little bit to tune into the GPS. So also with Paramatma. Paramatma is giving us that guidance. So we're not really lost when we have Paramatma, but we still have to do a little bit of work of tuning in. Krishna could have stopped there. Even Paramatma is so merciful. But that same Brahman, that same Paramatma, that same one divine, loving source says, I will also be present in your life. I am also present in your life as Bhagavan. And there's lots of different ways of understanding Bhagavan. In one sense, the Bhagavad Gita is the song of Bhagavan, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So it's all about Bhagavan in one sense. But in this context, what I want to encourage everyone to think about is think about Bhagavan as your best well-wishing friend. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he uses one phrase, Suhrid. Suhrid is like the friend of your heart, right? That heart-to-heart best friend, ever well-wishing. Srila Prabhupada would sign letters, your ever well-wisher. That's Suhrid. Your ever well-wisher. That's Krishna. It's interesting, Srila Prabhupada would often speak about Krishna in this way. So for those of us in the line now, in the lineage of Srila Prabhupada, this is a very deep subject, very special thing, that Krishna is our friend. In fact, at one time, some of you may be familiar with this, when Srila Prabhupada was asked what is the translation of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he answered in different ways. Sometimes he would say, Krishna, please, Krishna, Radha, please engage me in your service. Sometimes he would, different ways. But sometimes Srila Prabhupada would answer, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is saying, Krishna, oh my friend, oh my friend Krishna. So when we chant, we're calling out to our best friend. So now we're going to add another component to our analogy, because you can be trying to get yourself where you're going and you have a map and you're not lost. But even more precious than that, is if you have the GPS that's giving you those personalized directions. But now imagine you don't just have the GPS, you have seated next to you your very best friend, your well-wishing friend. Now you still have access to the map. You still have access to direction. You have so much more, isn't it? Because now you have someone who is personally guiding, protecting, engaging with you. Now you have someone who, even if you are so distracted that you might miss that exit, that person will say, hey, just notice you're going to miss the exit. Come, take it. If you're falling asleep, that person will wake you. Your GPS won't wake you up, but your best friend will see, okay, let's have some talk. I'll do something to keep you awake, right? A co-pilot. A co-pilot. And sometimes you may be in such a situation, you may even say, I don't think I could do it. Krishna, take the wheel. I'm paraphrasing for my Christian friends a little bit. Jesus, take the wheel. Krishna, take the wheel. Literally, what is he doing? He's driving the chariot. Sometimes your friend, your best friend knows even when to be a good passenger and when it's like, you know what? I got this. I'm going to even drive, right? How can we be lost when we have such a friend with us? And we have that friend with us, Krishna says, 24/7, 365 days of the year, that friend is with us. So Krishna is with us. When we can tune into this vision, we may feel it's natural. If you've ever felt lost, congratulations, you are a human being. You may be a human being wearing tilak, that's okay, you're still a human being. Taking to Krishna consciousness doesn't mean we suddenly lose that dimension of ourselves where we will experience doubt and fear and disappointment and all of those things. We're all works in progress as sadhakas. But also, we have this reassurance. We have these beautiful ways of reminding ourselves that we're not alone, that we're never lost, because Krishna is always with us. He's with us as Brahman. He's with us as Paramatma, guiding our way. And he's with us as our very best friend, Sri Bhagavan, our Suhrid, our well-wisher. If we can learn to see in this way, I hope you see on your screens this beautiful image. If we can learn to see this way, then even in those moments when Krishna seems to be missing, or we seem to be missing, Krishna seems to be lost, or we seem to be lost, we can remind ourselves, no, Krishna, he may be teaching me a lesson, he may be hiding a little bit. Krishna likes to play hide and seek. And on very high levels with his dearest devotees, like the Vraja Gopikas, he's often apparently missing. And they're often expressing those spiritual emotions of feeling lost. But that's not coming from a place of disconnection from Krishna. That's actually a very deep form of connection. And we can also access that in a tiny way. We can also remind ourselves, okay, Krishna, you don't seem to be here. Maybe you're just hiding around the corner, keeping an eye on me. And Krishna, I seem to be a little lost, but I know you have my back. I know you're going to get me back on track to where I need to be. So in these final moments, I know we're at time now, but I want to just invite you all. You don't have to share this. You can just quietly do it. But I want to invite you all to take a moment or two right now. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. But just think about how you would like to more intentionally connect with Krishna as Brahman, as that beautiful, all-pervasive, reality. How you'd like to maybe make more of an effort to tune into Paramatma. What can you do right now to just strengthen your ability to tune into Paramatma with a little bit more intention? And how would you like to tune in with a little bit more intention, a little bit more attention to Krishna as your very best friend, who's always there, who's always with you, who's always finding you, even when you feel lost? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So I think are we okay? So if anyone has any questions or comments, we might have time for just a few. Yes.
So the translation says for one sees me everywhere. Then I am lost.
Yeah.
Krishna is like placing a condition, right? It's not like that we're not lost or we can never feel lost. Only if we understand that Krishna is there, see Krishna in everything, see everything.
So that seems a little harsh, yes? So I don't know if anyone could hear, if everyone could hear Nilamani Prabhu's question. I'll just summarize it very briefly. He says, the translation that we have, it says, for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me. So generally when you have that language of for, it's like saying, if you do this. So that seems conditional. It seems like Krishna is saying there's a condition, right? It seems that way, and sometimes there's a limitation of language. So I'll answer in two ways. One is linguistically, the word that's used. Does anyone remember the word that's used? Yo. So yo, simple word in Sanskrit, yaha, which grammatically shows up as yo. We can translate it as for, but we can also translate it as whoever. Whoever. So maybe it's a condition, but it's a very broad condition. It's like, whoever does this. Whoever shows up, you're going to get food. Not that, we're gatekeeping. Whoever. If you don't show up, okay, the food is still there, the offer is still there, but you didn't show up, right? So first I would say, even if it's a condition, it's a very magnanimous condition. Now, secondly, on a little deeper level, it's a kind of a condition, but it's not also in the sense of, now, what Krishna is offering is there. Krishna himself, he's there. He's always there. So it's not, I don't read this, I don't understand this, and I don't think it aligns with our Acharya's commentary to read this as saying, if you do this thing, I'm going to show up. It's more, the condition is, I'm here. Now it's up to you if you're going to see me or not. So that is a condition in a sense, but it's a little bit more like the onus is on us. Krishna is available, right? I'm mixing metaphors here, but imagine, water is flowing. Now, if I want to experience that water, if I want to taste that water, what do I have to do? At the very least, I have to at least cup my hands, if not get like a vessel to pick it up. Yeah? So the onus is on me to do that. I can't, on the one hand, I can say, yes, that's a condition. That's some work that I have to do. But can I really complain that that's not fair? The water is flowing, right? So that's how I understand that, that yaha, that yo, that whoever. It's an invitation. But I got to be in the right place, right? Not in the right place, but I have to accept the invitation. I have to be there for it. Does that help?
Yes, we have to make some effort.
There is some effort. Not because Krishna is a tyrant or Krishna is like you have to earn it, but that's reciprocation. That's relationship. Relationship requires, right? And until then, Krishna's still there, but it's like, Okay, when you're ready, you'll see. Make sense? Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Okay, well, thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. I was lost in the wires there, But let's thank His Grace Venkata Bhatta Prabhu at very short notice agreed to give class today, and a wonderful class, so nicely explained. Beautiful verse from the Bhagavad Gita. So let's thank him with 3 loud Hari Bols. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Okay, so please honor Prasadam. If you're honoring Prasadam in the temple room, please vacate by 6:45 so we can clean the room and prepare for Shayan Darshan. Thank you.